each service and poured. And we sat in a circle in here. Is anybody here for that? And then they live streamed Ocean. It was too bad. It was big stormy July night. They said it's going to be we have air conditioning. I don't know.
Well, I was thinking about maybe getting a like one without the arms, but I think I can. Yeah. Not a big deal. I'll sit on the edge of my chair. It's really not a big deal. Yeah. As long as somebody will pick up the drum and start playing at some point, we'll just put it right there. This is kind of like they do, in school. Like, oh, thank you. It's very nice to see you too. Shabbat shalom. Ooh, you okay? Thank you. Okay. This is officially the strangest way I've ever started a service. I think so. Shabbat shalom. I'm going to make sure these things are turned on and that we're all ready to go. So, I was left in charge when Andy went to Israel. He's there now. It's the first Shabbat. I think Shabbat is almost getting to be closer to over. It started a little while ago. I've been following his journey through a mutual friend. So I've gotten to see some of his pictures and different things. And he looks like he's having a great time. Everything he's doing is in Hebrew. So he's doing a lot of Torah study, and nothing has vowels. And all the questions are asked in Hebrew, and he answers in Hebrew, and that's how it works. So now he's done. I'm sure he's feeling really settled, and hopefully having Shabbat somewhere special and peaceful. So let's sing a little bit. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Yai rai 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 yai rai 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 yai rai 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 yai rai rai yai rai rai yai rai 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 yai rai rai yai rai 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 yai rai yai rai rai yai rai yai rai rai yai rai rai rai. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, everybody. Jim, that's the way it goes. When you're a little bit late, you have to sit next to the person who's leading. It's always that way. You're welcome to sit wherever you'd like. How about I'll scoot over? There we could be on the same page. Now, I hope wherever you are in your week or in your life that you're willing to let the week go a little bit, whether you're home from college or you're just kind of letting everything wash over you, spread over you a little bit. Tonight I'm going to try something a little bit different than maybe you're used to here at Temple. We're going to try to expand some prayers a little bit longer while not sacrificing, but cutting out some others that you might hear usually in an attempt to disrupt us from our usual way of thinking. Out there, the world is really changing rapidly, and I think it requires a different way of thinking. And so hopefully, a different way of praying, another way of praying, might do it, might push us along in the right way. So, we can only do it together. And with that, I'm hoping we can have a volunteer on page 120 to light the candles. It just requires saying one of the readings and then lighting the candles up there. And if you don't feel comfortable putting the hurricanes back on, you can just leave them right where they are. Great. Thanks, Roberta. In whatever order you'd like. I'd love for you to read something in that. Somewhere in that section.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with his oath, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Amen. Page 128. Tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Try that with us. Hine ma tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov Umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. This next part is the call and response. How good it is, how sweet it is, together, to be together on this day. Try that with me. To be together on this day. How good it is, how good it is, how sweet it is, to be together on this day. And so we say, Hine ma tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is, how sweet it is, to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is, to be together on this day. Let's do one more time, then say hello to each other. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. My hope was that by us singing a little bit before we introduced ourselves, we could kind of let all of our inhibitions go a bit. I don't know if it's strange to sit in a circle, but it's definitely really meaningful to be able to look at people in the eye without something in front of them, no matter what that thing is. So let's take a minute and say hello. I'm David. I work here. I lead services sometimes with the rabbi, and I also lead the school. And if you want to share something about yourself, now's the time. This is a really special place to be. And luckily, we're small enough to be able to do this. So, Heidi, will you go first?
Sure, I'm Heidi.
Well, nothing particular. If there's anything you feel like sharing in the moment.
My daughter Anna, so it's nice to meet
I'm Alan. Last Friday, my first wife and I celebrated our 60th wedding.
Wow.
Unmitigated bliss.
Welcome.
This is Cecile. My name's Jill. This is my son-in-law's great-grandmother. Mother of Jill. The youngest mother.
I want to share with you that I was away for 2 weeks in New York City as part of my master's program. I was going to share this a little bit later, but I think it's a nice thing to share in this moment. We went to a place called CBST, which is an inclusive kind of a place where you can go if you had nowhere to go. And people take very, very friendly to all types of genders, all types of gender identity. And it was really interesting to see one bathroom total for everybody, not just a gender-friendly bathroom or a gender-inclusive bathroom, but only one bathroom. If you needed to go, you went right there. It was incredible to see people stand up and clap like it was the State of the Union for an Attorney General speaking at a service. And it really challenged my view of what role politics plays in a service, and it challenged my view of what services were. And so if ever you feel that way, like you're being challenged a little bit about what you think things should be or what they've been in the past, just know that there's a lot of things out there that we don't know necessarily what they are right now, but maybe we'll come to know as time passes on. It was a fantastic experience. They have their own prayer book. I ordered one of the prayer books, so I'll be able to share some passages there. But truly a place that touches you no matter what identity you identify with. So there's our intention for tonight. They shared, every single person that was new stood up and said their name. It took 35 minutes. And so when we do this, I think we bond together as a group a little bit, and we see each other as people, whether there's more to it or not. That's for us to decide. Pages 138 and 139, Lachadodi. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabla lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabla shamur v'zachor b'dibor echad Hishmiyanu el hameyuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad v'shem u'litiferet v'litilat v'chadodi lechadodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabla. Verse 5. Hitoreri kiva orechu uri shir daberi kevod Adonai alai nigla lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabla. As is our custom, if you're able and willing, please rise and face the entryway as we say hello to the Sabbath bride. Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam b'simcha u'sod hola tochem unei am segula boi chala. Please turn around and be seated if you wish, or dance. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela. I'm going to invite you to sit in that breath a little bit longer than maybe you're used to. After a song is done or a prayer is done, just sit in that moment. Try to be present in that moment just a little bit longer, knowing that we're all connected and that we shared something special. I want to turn your attention to the bottom of the page, really all of the pages. There's so many little tidbits in here. I wanted to invite you that if you get lost in the service at some point, or you're not feeling it in the way that maybe you were hoping, to look down at those reminders of what things are, hopefully be inspired again. On page 144, we move from the first part of our service to the Shema and its blessings with the Chatzi Kaddish. Please join me. Yikada v'yikada shemei Rabba v'omad yivrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon uvyom echon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael bagala uvizman karib ve'imeru yehi shmei Rabba mevarach la'alam ul'al me'almaya yidbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yinaseh v'yidhadar v'yidaleh v'yidalal Shemeda Kudesha Leila min kol birchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata Damiran be'alma ve'imeru. Page 146. You get a volunteer to read actually on page 147. Either verse. Go ahead.
There is one who sings the song of his own life, finding everything within himself. There is one who leaves the circle of herself and sings the song of her people. There is one whose voice rings with the song of humanity, hoping for the highest perfection. And there is one who rises even higher, uniting with creatures in all worlds, fulfilling the universe with song. With our wreck, let us bless.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? As we transition into this next part of the service, I really want you to think of this as the beginning. I like to think of that as the warm-up. We're kind of getting into it. It reminds me of being in soccer practice. That was the warm-up lap? Are you kidding me? There's more? But really, there's a lot more. And so I encourage you at this moment to think of something specific that you want to go out and do for this week, a little intention for what you're hoping things to be, could be. When you're ready, please rise. La la la, yada da da da, 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 yada da da da. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed. Le'olam va'ed. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Please be seated. I couldn't help but notice what happened in that moment. Welcome, Jen. And very, very nice.
We were at the beach.
That's wonderful.
We were the only ones.
There you go. We're happy to have you. I'll make the same joke earlier. The air conditioning is free. We're very happy to have you. I knew a second time we hit somebody different. Great. Welcome. So on page 148 and 149, would somebody like to choose a reading for us?
This is an hour of change. Within it, we stand uncertain on the border of life. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it, we stand quietly on the border of life. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over?
Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim. Are there any planters in the group? Any gardeners? Anybody? Yeah. I found myself becoming a gardener wanting to take care of other things. My 2 children aren't enough. Apparently, I want more. The dog is next. I often think about Ma'ariv Aravim in terms of the gardening. We need time to rest. We need time for the sun to go down. We need time for the sun to be up. And what are we really doing with that time? The plants are constantly growing, and we're constantly growing, but what are we choosing to do to nourish our plants or ourselves in those moments? When I was in New York City, one of my friends said something at the end of our time together. She said, it's incredible how something that takes so much out of you can put so much back into you. And so sometimes the rabbi shares that he might rather be playing in the waves, but he really gets something out of being here. And Adam says that he sees the Shabbat spirit in him. When we're all here together looking at each other, I can't help but feel inspired and grateful for everybody here. As one community, I also learned, at my course that a lot of people don't stand for the Shema. I might seem a little strange, but that's what maybe you've done in your life and you've tried different ways. I encourage you to stand or sit as you feel comfortable and join on page 152. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Please be seated. Before we chant the Ve'ahavta together, when I'm chanting this, usually I look into people's eyes. It seems a little strange at this moment because I'm looking right into your eyes. But it makes me think of the love that's out there in the world and the love between people and really just being alive and grateful that we're alive. So I want to challenge you in this moment and ask you, put you a little bit on the spot, and say, is there anything that... Bert, I have a glass of water if you want it. Okay, all right. Is there anything that's challenged you this week to see love in people? Maybe it's been pointed out to you through something that happened during the day. Maybe it's something you need to reflect on a little more deeply. Is there any love that you've seen out there in the world that you'd like to put in the middle, sort of with the drum, for all of us to share and enjoy? Yeah.
Yesterday was my sister's husband's birthday, so a lot of that. It kind of gets a little more obvious when there's a particular day of the year where everybody's going, hey, we love you, we're glad you're here. So, and a lot of some of our family and friends petitioned to get sister and kids, and that's helpful.
Beds are helpful. Beds are helpful. Love and birthday parties, these moments are very helpful. Is there any other times that people have seen love? Yeah, Linda.
I'm not just love, but I share the same birthday, July 4th. And I didn't like that birthday. Chris didn't celebrate my birthday. Everybody celebrated Independence Day. And I never had a birthday party. It was really odd.
So, Oneg tonight is going to be Linda's birthday party. Now we know. Now we know. I'm feeling love in this moment. I'm feeling love for Michael Blaine, who contacted me to make sure that he was going to turn on the live stream at the right time and turn it off. I'm grateful for kind of everybody who's sitting here, giving of their time for something greater, no matter what you believe that greater thing is. Page 157. Could we have a volunteer to read? Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go back and chant the Ve'ahavta. On 154, we talked about love so much. 154. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha ubechol nafshecha ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה, אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם emet. On page 157, could we have a volunteer to read either of the portions, either of the passages? Go ahead, Jen.
Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe that what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
Page 158. The drum is still in the middle. Anybody who wants it, come jam. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef eleh, nora tehilot osef eleh. Malachut zechara uvanecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe uMiriam. Zelianu ve'amru, Zelianu ve'amru, Adonai yimlo le'olam ba'ed, Adonai yimlo le'olam ba'ed. On a little bit different of a meaning than maybe it did 20 or 30 or 50 years ago. The idea of freedom and what that means. We might say freedom from our technology. We might say freedom as in physically free from chains. But I think all of us are still enslaved in one way or another, fighting for the rights of others. And I think that deserves a minute just to sort of sit in. What are we free from? And what are we not yet free from? And I think it's no mistake that on page 160 and 161, kind of follows. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms, from our captivity. Love. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Lishah, let there be love, let there be love, and understanding among us. Peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up, waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'Yerushalayim. When I see these pages, I think of a one word, a one-liner for the religious school students. Mi chamocha, freedom. We have our one-liner. If this page had a one-liner, it would be Shabbat, keeping Shabbat. So rather than singing this one, I think it would be really neat if you had any Shabbat traditions that you wanted to share with the group. So often in the service, we're asked to kind of sit and listen. And I thought it would be neat to share your experiences. Share something that you do on Shabbat, maybe consciously, or something you'd like to do on Shabbat. Maybe you don't quite do it yet, but you're excited to try it sometime. Lighting the candles. Yeah, nice. All right, so I want to challenge us and think maybe Shabbat isn't necessarily what's happening here. For most of us, Shabbat is supposed to represent a time of relaxation, a time of 6 days the world was created, and on the seventh day God rested. God did a great job those 6 days. Seventh day? No. It's seen in our Torah portion all over the place, but specifically it's talked about over the last couple portions, and this one too, that we need to let the fields rest. Give it 6 years. Seventh year. Nothing. Yeah.
So, tomorrow, which is Shabbat, I have around midnight, so it's nice out. We'll go outside, we'll just smell the dog, and relax, and take a break from everything, and have tea and
Bagels. Nice. Nice.
On Friday nights, you say something different. I like to watch my favorite Catholic family, Blue Bloods.
We all have our thing. I love it. That's excellent. In my studies, I've really been challenged to think about what Shabbat means, really what Judaism means, because what we're experiencing today and what we think is maybe tradition is really just one piece of a long line of innovations that have happened over time. I thought kind of the Hasidism of 1790 was sort of the first, the only. And once I learned that that actually was an innovation, something different, much different than what had been done before and really done after, it really challenged me to think about services in a whole new way, thinking that it should be, whatever fits the needs of our collective group here. So, if that resonates with you, great. If you miss some songs that you like to sing or some prayers that you like to pray, great. There's Shabbat next week. You can come back. Page 164. If you are able, in body or in spirit, please rise. Ananana svatai tiftach Ananana ufi agid Ufi agi tehilate la 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 na 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 Adonai na 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 svatai tiftach na 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 ufi agi tehilatecha Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Pray as if everything depended on God, and act as if everything depended on you. Page 166. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Koneh Hakol V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem L'man Shemo B'Ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham Bezrat Sarah. On page 167, on the bottom, Jamie, will you read the top part of that? The word.
The word of Adonai came to Abram in vision, saying, Fear not, Abram, I am a shield to you, and your reward shall be very great. Look to the heaven and count the stars. So shall your offspring be. And because he put his trust in God, God reckoned to it to good.
Thank you. Page 168. Ata gibor leolam Adonai, mechaye hakol ata rav lehoshia, morid hatal, mechalkel chayim bechesed, mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, sohomech noflim verofech olim, umater asurim, umekayim emunato lishenei afar michamocha ba'al givurot umedo melach melech mimit umechaye umatzmiach yeshua v'ne'emanata lehachayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai mechaye hakol. Page 170. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh u'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. Please be seated. On page 173, could we have a volunteer for either reading? Well, actually there's three. Feel free to choose which one you'd like.
Disturb us, Adonai. Ruffle us from our complacency. Make us dissatisfied. Satisfied with the peace of ignorance, quietude which arises from a shunning of the horror, the defeat, the bitterness, and the poverty, physical and spiritual, of humans. Shock us, Adonai. Deny to us the false Shabbat, which gives us the delusions of satisfaction amid a world of war and hate. Wake us, O God, and shake us from the sweet and sad poignancies rendered by half-forgotten melodies and rubric prayers of yesteryears. Make us know that the border of the sanctuary is not the border of living, and the walls of your temples are not shelters from the winds of truth, justice, and reality. The disturb us, O God, and vex us. Let not your Shabbat be a day of torpor and slumber. Let it be a time to be stirred and spurred to action.
Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Page 178. So something must have moved you to show up here. Maybe it was the air conditioning to get you in here. But something brought you here tonight. Something pulled you away from your house or from the beach or from maybe a concert. I'm not quite sure what you were planning on doing. But you're here. And so I want you to kind of take a minute and think about kind of what brought you here today. You don't necessarily have to share if you don't feel like it, but and then remember that during our worship service we're asked to say a prayer of peace twice, both before and after private prayer. And think about what your role in that peace might be. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Bechol betecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael. Bechol עיר ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם, תשים לעולם. The writers of that song, Jeff Klepper and Danny Freelander, both very well-respected people in our movement. Danny's daughter was tragically killed, 27 years old, 2 days ago in a very, very bad bicycle accident. And so I think it's only right for us to sing it again, holding him in our hearts, knowing that as one community, we're always thinking about each other. If you'll indulge me. Shalom Ra al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol ed ubechol shah bishlomecha. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Page 371. It is an interesting thing that we have here, this community thing that we hold so dear. Opportunities to be there for each other at all moments of all days. And I find it in who stops by the office. Jody and I talk about it a lot. There's so many people who could just sort of send their thing in the mail or over the email. But there's a lot of people who like to stop by the office and talk. In fact, Alan and I did that for a couple hours the other day. And I just found it, this sense of community that we all hope to seek to find is really rubbing off on me in the best way possible. I think I might be addicted to our community in some way, shape, or form. Because in all of the moments, in the baby namings, and the bat mitzvahs, and the coming back to college, and I was also my babysitter for a bit, so I'm excited to see if she's home for a while. We'll see. Really everything, being there when someone loses a loved one or goes through a hard time, there's a lot there. And to be able to be there for each other is really the best gift that anybody could really ask for. So on page 371, we sing Misha Berach, whether there's someone you're thinking about in this moment, we're thinking about each other. Please feel free to share those names now, aloud if you'd like, or hold them in your heart. Mishe Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishe Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say times that we're there for each other in sadness. And something I just learned was that people don't always say Shehechianu at a worship service. Did you know that? It's not a thing in the regular service. Rabbi Klein added that to our culture so much here that I thought it was truly a part of what just Judaism did, you know? Corned beef, and then you say Shehechianu. Not quite. The rabbi brought it here after seeing it somewhere else and had taken it to the Berkshires as well and seen that this was a part of something that I think he saw it once, he told me, and really just kind of brought it from place to place. And it made me think about how all of us are doing that in one way or another, bringing something of ours to a space, whether that's something specific tonight or something specific about you, or if you could draw the caricature of yourself, what are you throwing in there? What's that defining thing about you? Because there's a light that I feel in this moment. Maybe it's the drum. Just pointing out, still nobody's picked up, but I'll use it as the metaphor. But on page 648, we often use this for happy moments. Shehechianu really talks about for enabling us to reach this season. So is there any firsts that might have happened in your life today? First that you're willing to talk about? Yeah, go ahead.
Our son graduated from his medical residency.
Wow.
He's studying for his boards, moving further away.
How far away?
Back to work. 5 hours, still by car.
All right. Still by car. There you go. I can say on behalf of Jody, I know she's going to visit some colleges with her son, Quinn, and one of them's a little farther away than she'd like. And so it's a similar situation. So I'm saying that on behalf of her. May she go forward in strength. Any great moments of your week or your month or your year or your... Roberta alluded to something. Do you want to share?
Maybe I should take a drum now. I always come to these services, and everybody's always got these amazing things and celebrations and anniversaries and stuff. So I come up. My son David got engaged.
Wow.
To Sarah, and they come here many times to services. They don't live here, but then when they come here, and Rabbi Klein always keeps saying that. So I'm really excited.
I hear people with David are a great name. People. Sorry, didn't quite land. Roberta, that's fantastic news. We're so excited for you. Do they have a date? Do they have a date?
No.
No.
But I have pictures.
All right. We'll look at the pictures. Excellent. Other great things happening in your life? No. Yes. Lee. God bless you, Lee. Absolutely. Waking up is a great thing. Absolutely. I'll add on that I woke up with good health and a family that tolerates me. So here we are. I will share with you that I spent 2 weeks at the Hebrew Union College Jewish Institute of Religion. That's the Reform Seminary up in New York. There are 4 campuses. One is in Israel, one is in Cincinnati, and one's in LA, with the 4th being in New York. And I lived like a college student. It was a little strange to be 35 and being a college student, going in the dorms, walking to school every day. But the culture of New York City kind of just was too inspiring for me. Just people might say that, people aren't as tolerant in New York City. But I saw a lot of people walking down the street that looked very different than each other, and a lot of people letting everybody kind of live their life. And so on a human level, I wanted to share that experience with you because we're all kind of just trying to do our thing in life. And sometimes it feels like with the shouting on the internet that that's not possible. And I wanted to share with you that at least on the surface, it seemed like that was possible. The courses that I studied were all about research and data, and then learning that people don't want to learn about research and data. They want an op-ed that can kind of allude to the data, and then you can share it later. So I'll be delivering a Devar Torah, and maybe you'll see something published down the line. I'm not the best writer, but that was my first course. The second course dealt with organizational leadership and getting to know who you are inside. I can tell you very honestly, that I feel like a changed person after this course, which is why I wanted to share this with you in this moment. The rabbi will giggle at me and say, yeah, you always say that after all the conferences. You come back with this look in your eye. And while that is true, this one feels a little bit different, getting to know yourself a little bit better as I learned that I really knew not that much, and I'm starting to learn and grow from there. So I wanted to thank the temple for the opportunity for me to leave for 2.5 weeks and for my family to let me leave for 2.5 weeks. And I'm back while the rabbi's in Israel. And there's a lot of good stuff to come this year at the temple, and I hope everybody's a part of it. Tell me more good stuff before we sing Shechechianu.
Summer.
It's summer. It's summer, said the teacher.
My wife's recovering from gallbladder surgery, and she had a follow-up, and she came down dry.
Yeah, excellent. Nice. So for all of these things, and for the thing you're going to think about halfway through us singing this, because I'm sure somebody will, feel free to shout it out. Page 648, Shechechianu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shechechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Amen. This isn't challenging your version of what a service is, but I left the Torah portion up on my phone as to not waste too much paper. So I thought I'd share a little bit with you. We're in the portion of Korach in Numbers. And so I'm going to read you what I found, because I think Chabad.org did a great job recapping. And then we can have a tiny discussion about what that looks like in today's world. So in this parsha, we read about a sad but important story that occurred while the Jewish people were in the desert. Some jealous, evil people tried to challenge Moses' leadership, and the disastrous results taught all the Jews an important lesson. Korach, after whom the parsha is named, is from the tribe of Levi. So he has the honor of helping the Kohanim, the priests, and carrying the parts of the Mishkan, the ark, while traveling. But for him, this isn't enough. He is jealous of Aaron because he wants to be a Kohen too. So he gets a bunch of people to be on his side, Dathan and Aviram, the usual troublemakers, on the son of Peleth and 250 others, and goes to complain to Moses and Aaron, saying, "Why should you two be the leader and the Kohen? Isn't every Jew special? Why do you think you're better than everybody else?" Has that ever happened today? Never, right? In order to prove that they are really worthy of being Kohanim, Korach and his men prepare an offering of Ketoret to bring in the Mishkan. Aaron also prepares an offering, and they all stand outside of the Mishkan holding their pans. So if you can picture it, there's a lot of stuff on fire at this point. So, suddenly, the earth opens and swallows those rebelling against Moses, Korach, Dathan, and Aviram, and a fire comes out and consumes all of the 250 men who were trying to bring a Ketoret. We're all on the same page, right? Swallowed. Bad guys are swallowed up. All of the Jews watch the scene, and it is clear to everyone that Moses is the true leader appointed by God, and only that a Kohen, Aaron or his sons, is allowed to bring the Ketoret offering. But then some of the Jews still complain. So a plague begins to spread. Aaron rushes to bring a Ketoret offering as an atonement for the people, and the plague stops. God makes one more miracle to prove that Aaron's family are the only true Kohanim. Aaron's staff, the dry stick he would carry with him, miraculously starts growing almonds. When everyone sees this dead stick suddenly sprouting, it is clear that Aaron is the Kohen chosen by God. So, any initial impressions as we start? Yes?
Yes. That little summary fails to mention that 14,000 people died.
So it was a recap. It did say in a nutshell. I'm not as familiar with with that. Yeah. It was in a nutshell. It was in a
Mess
nutshell.
around with my decisions.
Yeah.
He wiped out 250 people and wiped out a whole bunch of others, just like that.
Did you see that written in there? Yeah.
Read several.
Wow. That's really neat to know. Because we focus on those 250. Some do. Some places, yeah.
And they took the pans, the fire pans, copper, and flattened them out and covered the ark. But it was a rather tough series to read. There was no messing around. He was challenged, and Moses fell down and said, well, wait a minute. I got picked, basically. I didn't volunteer for this job. In fact, as we know the history, I tried to avoid it. Right? So there's this tension between someone who arises to take on a task and someone who wants to be better than they are. Pretty powerful message there. Glad it came in the summertime. I mean, I would not want to be the bar mitzvah candidate with that as my
You wonder why. You wonder why people don't often have those portions in the summer. And actually, that is one of the main reasons, because the first, although more difficult sometimes, Genesis and Exodus do have more of a storyline. Other thoughts about the portion? About this guy, Korach? Got me thinking about challenging leadership. Say it again?
It sounds a little like current. Yeah.
Oh. Something tells me that it's always has, and always will sound like current events. And here's where I've kind of been sitting recently. Challenging leadership can be good. Challenging anything can be good, within a point. Right? Within a point. Once we challenge too much, we're kind of put in their place. It reminds me of having conversations with my dad. I felt like I'm the man of the house, yeah. Until Dad put me in my place. And then I wasn't. And I kind of learned by trying and by doing. Over the generations, we see God kind of showing different sides. An angrier side, a softer side, a more, sometimes I'm just going to roll over you, God, because you might not think that God's there. But we see different sides of God all over the place. One of the things that was pulled out for the whole Korach piece is that in order to know what our limits are, we do need to challenge them. And we do need to kind of attack them with a vigor that's safe and appropriate, but also kind of sticks to our convictions, sticks to who we are inside. And I think that's what, although it's tough to say, I think Korach was trying to do something, and we learned through Korach's misdeeds, kind of where the lines are. What's okay and what's not okay. Oh, Aaron, you're in charge. Moses, you're okay. I'm not going to do that again. I was wondering if anybody else had some problems similar to what Alan was saying. It was hard for me to read, which is probably why I didn't see that piece.
I think I am a high school guidance counselor, and we are getting a new principal. I have a cohort, there's only 12 teachers in the school that I work at. And these 12 teachers have been there since the inception of our high school. And so there's a lot of sub-conversation
More thoughts? These portions are supposed to challenge us. They're supposed to make us feel a little uneasy sometimes, to push us to grow as people. That's why no matter how old you are or how young you are, you can find something new in this each time that you read it, because you're different. You're different than you were last summer. Even if you read it 6 months from now, you'd probably be different even then. So I encourage you to keep twisting up the Torah, keep breaking it out and trying these stories, because they will resonate at some point, hopefully. Page 586. So we talk about the Aleinu being our prayer to make the world a better place. I think that only happens with all of us together doing our part. We can't ignore the work, but we're not responsible for everything. But we can't ignore it, but we're not responsible for everything. And so if we're not responsible for everything, we need other people to do it together. And so again, I encourage you to just take 1 second and think of something tangible, something real that you could do this weekend or this week or this month to make the world a better place, no matter what that is to you. Please rise. Aleinu lishabeach ladon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם בגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. So if anybody wants to share their thing, now's the time. This is a charge from God for us to make the world a better place. And if there's a place to put it out, it's right here together. So I'm going to make sure that when I hear someone say something unkind, I kind of remind them about the importance of kindness. Amen. Page 591. Lema Ehaya Adonai Melech al kol haaretz Bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad Ushemo Please be seated. Page 595. There are stars